You know that producer that was killed, he was,
Yeah, I heard about it.
well, he was making a documentary about Kevin's brother, Ryan, and he was a nice guy. You know, he asked a lot of questions about Ryan's killing spree. But see, now, that's not the creepy part.
Is this going to be a long story, Scott?
Well, all of the interview footage, it just went missing.
Really? Do they think that the killer took it?
Well, that's the theory here, that Peyton, the producer, stumbled onto something about Ryan that the killer didn't want anybody else to know about.
But what could he have possibly found out about Ryan that would have any consequence today?
Well, there's a connection between the killer and Ryan. That's what the cops think. Possibly a copycat.
Do the police have any leads?
I don't know about that, but I think that they think he's getting cocky and he's gonna slip up and he's gonna try and kill the wrong person at the wrong time, and then, pow, they'll grab him and they'll send him to prison for the rest of his miserable life.
I have to say, Scott, I admire your confidence in the police. You seem so sure the killer will be caught.
Well, you know, for once, I agree with the PCPD. I mean, for crying out loud, a head in an apple barrel, Kiki found at the honeymoon suite, the producer at the Metro Court. This killer thinks a lot of himself, or herself, but, you know, nobody's untouchable.
No one caught the Zodiac killer or even Jack the Ripper.
Oh, I'm sure they paid for their sins. You know, our actions, they do come back to us.
You know, you never struck me as someone who believes in karma.
Oh, karma has bit me so many times. As my stepmother Gail used to say, what goes around comes around, so you gotta think before you act.
I remember that.
Yeah, well, most of the time I didn't think, and I acted, and she was always right.
Yes, I know. Gail is a very wise woman, and I'm sure she's really proud of you and how you persevered.
Oh, you know, Laura, I'm sorry, Kevin, I should have told you this. Gail passed away.
Oh. I'm so sorry about Gail, Scotty. That is a tremendous loss.
Yeah, you know, she thought the world about you.
And I of her.
I just feel like such an orphan all of a sudden, you know. The Baldwin family is just disappearing. First Lee, and, you know, now Gail. She was so important to us when we were young, and we were married too young, and, you know.
Yeah.
She would always have that advice. She'd walk the line. She would tell me what I was doing right and then what I was doing wrong, which was quite a bit of causing trouble. No, there's no one to remember them but me.
You know what, Scotty? Why don't you forget about your workout and let me take you to Kelly's for a cup of coffee?
I would like that.
Well, you know what? I've got a better idea. Well, let's get the coffee to go, and we can walk down to the Elm Street Piers and watch the ferry.
Yeah, I used to love to fish there.
I know. And then you can tell me all your stories about your dad and about Gail, and there will be two of us remembering. So, if you want to talk more, you can...
Never mind. Just a passing thought.
Come on, Scotty.